If life feels too hard right now, lean in. Feel the weight pressing against your chest, the pressure building like storm clouds on the horizon. You are standing at the edge of something vast, an abyss of uncertainty, a crucible of doubt. Yet within you lies a spark, a flicker of possibility that refuses to be extinguished. Close your eyes and breathe. Inhale the truth that Edison discovered in his midnight laboratory, that failure is simply the raw material of success. Every setback, every shattered plan is not a sentence but a stepping stone on the path you were born to walk. From the moment you open your eyes to the dawn, life demands more than mere endurance. It beckons you to rise, to stand taller than your circumstances, to forge resilience in the crucible of trial. Look at Henry Ford, who watched his first automobile ignite in flames before he transformed the world of transportation. Think of Abraham Lincoln, who nursed defeat after defeat, yet carried the Union through its darkest chapter. These titans did not stumble toward triumph. They danced with adversity, spun it on its axis, and turned it into the raw energy of their ambition. You may feel disoriented, as if the map you once trusted has dissolved beneath your feet. In that moment, your mind becomes the most important battlefield. Do not surrender it. Cultivate your thoughts like a gardener tending to a sacred grove. Plant seeds of belief so deep that even the fiercest storm cannot uproot them. Napoleon Hill taught us that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But belief is not a passive wish. It is a roaring furnace that must be stoked every morning, with every breath of gratitude, with every whispered vow. I refuse to quit. As you anchor your belief, clarity emerges from the mist. Picture Walt Disney sketching Mickey Mouse in his humble office, vision dancing before his pen. He embraced clarity not by knowing every detail of his empire, but by holding tight to a singular spark, the joy of storytelling. You too must identify that incandescent ember in your own soul. What truth calls you forth when all else fades? What purpose sets your heart ablaze, even in the darkest hours? It may be hidden beneath layers of fear, but it is there waiting for your courage to uncover it. Once you glimpse that purpose, vision takes shape. A vision is more than a destination. It is an invitation to become who you are meant to be. Imagine you are a sculptor, block of marble in hand, chisel poised. Each strike chips away what you are not, revealing the masterpiece you were always destined to become. Your discipline is the rhythm of that chisel. Your habits form the pattern that transforms chaos into creation. Without discipline, vision remains a painting in the sky. With it, you carve reality from the raw stone of your days. Action, then, is your invocation. Do not wait for the perfect moment. It does not exist. Andrew Carnegie wrote of the magnification power of action. Even the smallest movement, when compounded, becomes unstoppable force. Lace up your shoes. Open your journal. Make that call at dawn. Let your footsteps echo with intent, each one carrying you away from the heaviness of today toward the promise of tomorrow. If fear grips you, welcome it as a herald of growth. Fear is not your enemy. It is the signal that you are on the brink of something magnificent. But remember, the journey is not a straight line. It twists like a river through canyons of challenge and over rapids of despair. Along the way, adaptability becomes your lifeline. When Disney's studio burned down, when Edison's equipment malfunctioned, when Ford's investors balked, each titan adapted with tenacity. They treated obstacles as puzzles to be solved, as invitations to invent. In this fluid dance with circumstance, resilience is your partner. You will bend without breaking, shift without losing momentum, and learn without capitulation. Learning itself is the oxygen of the soul. Every day, read the margins of history. Listen to the echoes of those who came before you. Find wisdom in the blueprints laid by innovators and dreamers. Seek out mentors, whether found in books, podcasts, or the company of those who have weathered storms. Then, more importantly, test what you learn, refine it, discard what fails, and integrate what soars. This alchemy transforms mere knowledge into the gold of practical mastery, and at every turn, gratitude is your compass. It does not ask you to ignore pain, but to honor the gift of your journey, to see even in the darkest chapter a hidden blessing. As you whisper thanks for obstacles, you dissolve their power to paralyze. You recognize them as teachers guiding you toward your greatest destiny. If life feels too hard right now, know that this moment is both your crucible and your catalyst. Do not fear the pressure. It forges diamonds. Do not resent the darkness. It sharpens your sight. Within you burns the same relentless fire that illuminated the paths of visionaries who reshaped the world. Now, take that fire into your own hands. Let it illuminate each next step. And remember, on the other side of hardship lies the horizon of your becoming, waiting for the courage to claim it. And so you stand at this crossroads of challenge and opportunity with the embers of your own potential glowing brighter than ever before. Do not turn back. Do not hesitate. Let your commitment roar louder than the doubts that claw at your mind. Commit not for a moment, but for a lifetime to the relentless pursuit of your highest vision, to the unshakable belief in your own worthiness, to the disciplined mastery of your craft. For it is commitment like an underground river that carries you through deserts of fatigue and forests of confusion toward the ocean of achievement. Picture the ties that bind you, the mentors who whispered guidance in your ear when you were lost, the friends who held your hand when you could not stand, the family whose love anchored you in storms of despair. Recognize that your network is not just a safety net. It is a crucible for growth, a forge in which your ideas collide, spark, and ignite into new creations. Seek out those who stretch your capacity, those who challenge your comfort, those who refuse to let you settle for mediocrity. And when you find them, invest in these connections as passionately as you invest in your own dreams, for the strength of your journey will be measured not only by your individual resolve, but by the collective power of those who walk beside you. Yet remember, no journey is complete without self-compassion. Too often we reserve kindness for others while our own hearts endure the sharpest critique. But imagine if Napoleon Hill, on the verge of his greatest insights, had berated himself for every misstep, or if Thomas Edison, after every failed filament, had declared himself unworthy of genius. Instead, they acknowledged their humanity, forgave their fumbles, and rose again with refreshed determination. Treat yourself with that same radical grace. Speak to your soul as you would to a fledgling bird taking its first flight, encouraging, tender, unwavering in belief. As you deepen your practice of self-compassion, you'll notice a subtle shift. Your fears begin to loosen their grip, replaced by a quiet confidence that hums beneath your skin like a tuning fork. This confidence is not arrogance. It is the calm center of the storm, the knowing that no matter how fierce the winds of adversity, you carry within you an unbreakable core. From this place, make your choices. Speak your truth. Stand firm in your values even when the world tempts you to dilute your integrity for the sake of expediency. Now let us turn to timing, the unseen current that carries ideas from conception to realization. Edison once said, "Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work." But I would add, every opportunity arrives at the precise moment you are ready to receive it. When your mind, heart, and skills align with your purpose, the universe orchestrates doors to swing open that once stood unmoving. So do not rush the process, nor stall it with procrastination. Prepare your vessel, sharpen your skills, deepen your wisdom, refine your strategy, so that when the currents of timing swell, you are poised to catch the wave and ride it to shores you have only dared to imagine. There will be days when the surf is too wild, when the undertow of uncertainty drags at your ankles. In those moments, anchor yourself in small, consistent actions, a 10-minute meditation to reset your mind, a page of reading to feed your intellect, a single paragraph of writing to voice your vision. Through these micro-commitments, you maintain momentum, you honor your progress, and you send a signal to your subconscious that you are unwavering in your quest. And what is your quest if not to leave a legacy that outlives your mortal span? Consider the names that still echo through history. Carnegie, whose libraries spread the light of knowledge to countless souls. Disney, whose characters taught millions the power of imagination. Lincoln, whose unwavering resolve secured a nation's promise of freedom. Their legacies were not accidental. They were the fruits of a lifetime's dedication to principles greater than self. Ask yourself, what gift will you leave behind? What spark will ignite in the hearts of those who come after you? Let your legacy be more than monuments of wealth or fame. It must be a living current of inspiration, a lineage of lives transformed by the fire you lit. Even as you build, remember to pause and celebrate. Do not wait until the final summit to feel joy. Each milestone, each breakthrough, no matter how small, deserves acknowledgement. Play triumphant music in your mind when you cross thresholds you once thought impossible. Dance in your kitchen after a day of disciplined work. Write a letter to yourself recounting how far you have come. These celebrations fuel your spirit, reminding you that progress is not only measured by distance traveled, but by the exhilaration of each step. And when doubt returns, as it inevitably will, invoke a ritual of remembrance. Create a list of the battles you have already won, the nights you chose effort over ease, the setbacks you transformed into comebacks, the days you crushed the inertia of doubt with the hammer of action. Read it aloud. Let the sound of your accomplishments reverberate through your bones until every cell hums with the truth of your strength. As the tapestry of your life unfolds, you will learn that true power lies not only in spectacular victories, but in the quiet constancy of your spirit, the unwavering choice to show up, to strive, to believe day after day against all odds. And in that choice resides your freedom. Freedom from the tyranny of circumstance, freedom from the chains of your own doubts, freedom to craft a destiny that reflects the full magnitude of your gifts. So if life feels too hard right now, remember this: you were forged in the fires you endure today. The fatigue you feel is the sound of your character hardening. The tears you shed feed the roots of your resilience. The challenges you face are the mold in which your greatness takes shape. And when your journey brings you to the pinnacle you have longed for, you will look back and realize it was never about the summit. It was about who you became in the climb. Now stand tall. Feel the pulse of possibility thrumming beneath your feet. Take one decisive step forward, then another, and keep moving. With the conviction of Edison, the vision of Disney, the courage of Lincoln, and the spirit of every soul who refused to let life's hardness define their destiny. You, too, are that soul, and your greatest story is waiting to be written by the bold courage of your next breath. Feel the rhythm of your journey as it unfolds, a symphony composed of every choice you have ever made, every risk you have dared to take, every moment you have refused to surrender. Remember that you are not a solitary note, but an orchestra of intention, courage, and vision harmonizing across time and space. In this colossal performance of your life, gratitude is the conductor guiding each instrument, your mind, your heart, your hands, to create a masterpiece that resonates far beyond your own ears. Each morning, greet the world with thanksgiving for the blank pages before you. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, life is but a book, and those who do not turn the pages will never know what lies beyond the next chapter. So write on those pages with ink born of purpose. Give thanks for the challenges you conquered yesterday, the lessons that shaped you overnight, and the uncharted horizons waiting for your courage to script them into reality. With gratitude, you transform every setback into a blessing, every delay into divine timing, every closed door into a crucible refining your resolve. Now direct your vision outward. Your aspirations are not confined by geography or the narrow corridors of conventional thinking. They stretch into dimensions you have yet to explore. Dream not only of what you can do, but of who you can become, and then stretch the limits of both. Imagine a world where your contributions ripple like waves across oceans, where a single innovation born of your curiosity alleviates suffering, ignites joy, or awakens potential in others. That is the power of expansive vision. It liberates you from the gravity of doubt and propels you toward the realm of audacious possibility. But vision without connection is like a lighthouse without a beacon, bright but unseen. Forge alliances that amplify your impact. Seek collaborators who hold complementary strengths, those whose expertise in technology meets your gift for storytelling, whose analytical prowess balances your creative fire. Together you generate a force greater than the sum of your parts. Recall how Tesla's partnership with Westinghouse electrified entire continents, or how Wright brothers' shared obsession with flight elevated the dreams of one into the triumphs of two. Your mission deserves no less synergy. As you weave this tapestry of vision and collaboration, let your authenticity be your signature. The world is awash with imitation. It is only the genuine voice that echoes across generations. Speak your truth with vulnerability, for it invites others to meet you at your realest. It is precisely when you share your struggles, your nights of self-doubt, the moments you feared you would fail, that you illuminate the path for someone else who stands where you once stood. In those confessions lies the seed of their breakthrough. And yet, authenticity alone is not enough without structure. Bring your dreams down from the lofty heights of imagination and ground them in a framework of disciplined execution. Create systems, rituals that guard your focus, metrics that track your progress, deadlines that honor your commitments. When Steve Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, he did not simply talk about innovation. He imposed ruthless simplicity on product lines, cutting away everything extraneous to reveal the essence of brilliance. Simplicity is a form of discipline. Let it guide your actions until your vision shines with crystal clarity. In this dance between expansive vision and disciplined structure, you will encounter resistance both from within and without. The inner critic will whisper that you are not enough, that the mountain is too high, that the world will not bend to your desires. Confront this critic with unwavering defiance. Remind yourself that your mind is not your master, it is your instrument. You decide which thoughts to let play and which to mute. Replace "I can't" with "how can I?" A simple shift that transforms obstacles into puzzles, suffocation into curiosity, despair into discovery. As for external resistance from naysayers, skeptics, gatekeepers, treat it as a festive gauntlet. Let every doubt cast your way become fuel for your ascent. When J.K. Rowling received rejection after rejection, she could have given in to shame. Instead, she persisted, and in doing so, she gave birth to a literary phenomenon that inspired millions. Your story is no less worthy. When the world tells you to be small, choose to expand. When it tells you to conform, choose authenticity. When it tells you to wait, choose action. Now channel this momentum into service. The greatest magnifier of impact is the intention to serve others. As Carnegie taught, no man becomes truly great until he learns to lift others up. Seek out causes that stir your soul, the education of children, the health of your community, the preservation of our planet, the liberation of human potential. Lend your talents, your time, your resources, your voice. In service, you discover a power that transcends personal achievement, a force that binds humanity in a shared conquest of progress. And through it all, cultivate wonder. Amid deadlines, disrupt the monotony with moments that remind you why you began. Watch an eagle in flight and feel its freedom. Listen to a child's laughter and recall the innocence of dreaming without limits. Stand beneath a star-studded sky and lose yourself in the vastness of possibility. Wonder reconnects you to the mystery of creation, to the spark that first ignited your ambition. It is the lifeblood of innovation, the wellspring of joy. So if life feels too hard right now, remember that you are composed of the same elements that fueled the triumphs of history's greatest pioneers: vision, discipline, resilience, and heart. You carry within you a story that the world needs, your story. Let gratitude be the prologue, authenticity the theme, service the refrain, and wonder the finale. Then step into each day with the fierce conviction that no obstacle can bind you, no setback can break you, and no fear can stop you. Keep advancing, keep believing, keep creating. In the forging of your journey lies the emancipation of your destiny, and the world awaits the radiance of the life you are only beginning to live. As you stand on the threshold of your own legend, sense the magnetic pull of transformation drawing you forward. The hardship you endure today is the chisel that sculpts the contours of your character, the furnace that tempers your resolve, the loom upon which your greatness is woven. In every challenge resides a hidden curriculum, teaching you not only how to overcome, but who you must become to triumph. Embrace this education with wide open arms, for it is the rarest, most precious scholarship offered by life itself. Beyond the arena of your personal ambition lies a broader tapestry, an intricate design of souls and seasons, of dreams intertwined and destinies aligned. When you answer the clarion call of your purpose, you not only elevate yourself, but you contribute a vital note to the symphony of humanity. Imagine how one small shift in your mindset, one disciplined habit formed against the tide of inertia, can propagate through your family, your community, and even across oceans. Like ripples radiating out from a single stone cast into a still pond, your acts of courage resonate beyond what you can perceive, catalyzing change in others whose names you will never know. This is the miracle of interconnectedness, the realization that your ascent invites others to climb, that your breakthroughs light paths in the darkness for those who follow. So carry yourself with humility, even as you wear the armor of confidence. Recognize that every advantage you possess, your talents, your opportunities, your mentors, are gifts to be stewarded, not trophies to be hoarded. Invest generously of yourself, and trust that generosity begets abundance in ways the mind cannot fathom. And yet, even as you extend outward, do not neglect the inner sanctum of your spirit. Cultivate moments of stillness, for they are the crucible in which intuition burns brightest. In silence, you hear the soft voice of your deepest self, guiding you toward choices that align with your highest good. Schedule these pauses as rigorously as you schedule your work, a silent walk at dawn, a meditation between meetings, a few breaths at the edge of sleep. In these interludes, wisdom gathers around you like stars gathering in the night sky, revealing patterns and possibilities that elude the busy mind. From this place of inner clarity, the path ahead unfolds with startling precision. Obstacles do not vanish, but they take on the clarity of well-defined puzzles rather than amorphous threats. You see the steps required, the skills to develop, the allies to enlist, and the milestones to honor. Each becomes a waypoint on the map of your ascent, not detours to despair, but invitations to innovate. And you, like Thomas Edison in his quest for the incandescent light, persist through trial after trial, guided by a vision so potent that no setback can extinguish it. As you journey, remember to recalibrate your compass of success. True achievement is not measured solely by external accolades or material accumulation. It is measured by the expansion of your capacity to love, to create, to persevere, to uplift. When you invest in these faculties, you establish a foundation of lasting fulfillment. Wealth without wisdom corrodes, fame without service fades, power without purpose corrupts. But when you align growth in your outer world with evolution in your inner world, you forge a legacy that endures in the hearts of those you touch. And now envision the culmination of this voyage, not as an endpoint, but as a launching pad. You arrive at a summit, not to rest in complacency, but to survey the panorama of possibility that stretches before you. What new challenges will beckon? What redesigns of your vision will call for fresh ingenuity? This is the perpetual promise of growth, that each conquest reveals a grander frontier, that mastery is not a stagnant plateau but a spiraling ascent. In that spiraling, carry forward the four pillars that have guided every titan of progress: integrity, persistence, curiosity, and compassion. Integrity keeps your course true when external winds howl. Persistence fuels the engines of your effort when progress seems invisible. Curiosity lights the torches that guide you into uncharted territory. Compassion weaves a sacred bond between your success and the upliftment of others. Nurture these pillars daily, stoke them with the rituals of your choosing, whether it be a written oath by candlelight, a whispered affirmation in the mirror, or a solemn walk through nature's cathedral. Before this chapter closes, pause to honor the journey thus far. You have shouldered burdens that would have felled lesser spirits. You have stared into the void of uncertainty and declared your willingness to create your own certainty. You have faced the shadows that lurk within every human heart and resolved to carry your light anyway. These victories are not small. They are the very milestones of metamorphosis. Let their memory be a lodestar in the darkest nights to come. And so, as you take your next step, whether it is a daring leap, a cautious tread, or a bold sprint, carry with you the conviction that hardness is not an enemy, but a herald. The harder the wind, the more weight it lends to the wings of the one who refuses to be grounded. The deeper the shadow, the more vivid the light that emerges when you strike the flint of your will. When the echoes of tomorrow's triumphs fade into the tapestry of history, you will look back and see that today's trials were the crucible of your legacy. You will recognize that each trial, each tear, each moment of doubt was coiled within it the seed of your greatest revelation. And you will understand with crystal clarity that the gift of life's difficulty is a metamorphosis more splendid than comfort ever could inspire. So step into the fire. Let the flames of challenge ignite the gold within you. Let each spark illuminate the path of your becoming. And remember, through every roar of the storm, through every tremor of uncertainty, you are born anew, each time more brilliant, more capable, more alive. If life feels too hard right now, it is because it is preparing you for heights you have not yet dared to envision. Embrace the ascent, for it is the grandest adventure of all. And now, as your journey nears its zenith, pause to feel the tremor of transformation beneath your feet. You have weathered storms that could have felled the meek, but you stand unbowed, your spirit annealed like steel in the hottest forge. You carry in your heart a mosaic of lessons, the grit of Edison's perseverance, the vision of Disney's creativity, the resolve of Lincoln's conviction, and the generosity of Carnegie's service. And yet even these monumental influences pale before the singular truth you have unearthed, that your own story, woven from the fibers of your unique experiences, possesses the power to reshape the world. Trust now in the sovereign authority of your own becoming. Let no external measure dictate the value of your ascent. Only you hold the compass to your integrity. Align every action, every word, every intention with the highest expression of your character. For as you do, you discover that true success is not an event but a living principle, a heartbeat that reverberates through every corner of your existence. When your commitments, your habits, and your beliefs sing in harmony, you enter a flow state so potent that challenges dissolve, creativity soars, and impact becomes inevitable. Consider this: the greatest masterpieces ever created emerge not from comfort, but from the searing tension between vision and adversity. Beethoven composed his Ninth Symphony while deaf, channeling inner turmoil into immortal notes. Mandela emerged from decades of imprisonment not broken, but with a heart expansive enough to heal a nation. Your adversities, then, are not blemishes on your record. They are the fuel for your highest creations. Embrace them, sculpt them, and transmute them into legacies that outlive your mortal span. Yet do not mistake this transmutation for stoic resignation. Passion must pulse through every vein of your endeavor. Let your work be an act of love, a tribute to your deepest convictions, and a song of hope for those still wandering in doubt. When Steve Jobs spoke of putting a ding in the universe, he spoke not of hollow fame, but of crafting artifacts infused with soul, beauty, and purpose. Your mission, too, is to infuse spirit into each project, each interaction, each moment of service. Then even mundane tasks become sacred rites, each one a stepping stone on the path to greatness. Throughout this crucible of creation, remember to remain a student. The world is ever in flux, new questions emerging even as old answers fade. Cultivate the humility to admit when your map is outdated, and the courage to redraw its borders. Seek disconfirming evidence, welcome dissenting voices, and test your assumptions with relentless curiosity. In this dynamic equilibrium between conviction and flexibility, you build a fortress that can withstand seismic shifts in technology, culture, and circumstance. And in that spirit of perpetual learning, dare to explore realms beyond your comfort's horizon. Take a course in quantum physics. Attend a poetry slam. Volunteer in a community vastly different from your own. Each new perspective sharpens your creativity and expands your capacity for empathy. As you gather these disparate threads, weave them into the tapestry of your innovation. Great breakthroughs seldom arrive in a straight line. They emerge from the collision of ideas in unexpected intersections. Now, as you sculpt your legacy, think in generational terms. Your work today will echo into tomorrows you may never see. Ask yourself, what seed am I planting that will sprout decades from now? How will my values ripple through the choices of my children and their children? Build institutions, start movements, write works, mentor protégés, whatever channels your gifts into sustainable impact. For when you invest not only in yourself, but in the flourishing of others, you amplify your influence beyond measure. As the penultimate chords of your ascent resonate, do not neglect the art of renewal. Even the most powerful engine requires maintenance, a moment to replenish fuel, realign its wiring, and polish its components. Schedule seasons of sabbatical days, weeks, or months dedicated to rest, reflection, and recreation. Climb a mountain without agenda, wander a city without a plan, immerse yourself in art that ignites wonder. In these interludes, your mind cleanses itself of fatigue, your heart reconnects with joy, and your soul rediscovers its earliest dreams. Then, when the clarion of your next calling sounds, you will answer not depleted but overflowing. You will launch into the next chapter with fresh daring, unburdened by the weight of exhaustion. From this place of renewal springs boundless creativity, audacious ambition, and resilient determination. And finally, as you cast your gaze forward into the vast expanse of possibility, carry one abiding truth: you are never alone in this epic saga. You stand on the shoulders of giants, guided by voices of wisdom across centuries, and buoyed by the aspirations of every soul you have inspired. Your journey is both solitary and collective, a singular odyssey that simultaneously weaves into the grand tapestry of human unfolding. So take this moment to stand fully present, feeling the pulsing vitality of your own becoming. Let gratitude cascade through your veins for every trial that honed you, every ally who supported you, every victory that emboldened you. Let your vision expand until it embraces the collective upliftment of humanity. Let your purpose ignite a fire that warms millions of hearts. And then move with the resolve that no force on earth can deter you. Move with the conviction that your destiny is not granted, but forged through each conscious choice. Move with the knowledge that life's hardness is the very hammer that shapes your golden self. If life feels too hard right now, it is because you are in the fire of your own forging. Step boldly into the blaze, knowing that on the other side lies not just survival but transcendence. Your greatest chapter awaits, so turn the page, seize the pen, and write a story of triumph so electrifying that it will echo through eternity. And now, feel the inevitability of your own uprising. You have traversed valleys of doubt and climbed peaks of possibility. You have wrestled with the darkness and emerged not merely unbroken but reforged. Your edges sharper, your purpose clearer, your spirit indomitable. This is the moment to lean into your ascent, to recognize that every ounce of hardship you have carried has been transmuted into the very substance of your greatness. Imagine your life as a grand tapestry stretched across the loom of time. Each thread, every trial, every triumph, every tear, every triumph has woven itself into a pattern more resplendent than you could have envisioned at the outset. The raw silk of your ambition glimmers against the darker fibers of adversity, creating a design that tells a story of transformation. This tapestry is not yet complete. Its final panels are still being stitched by the choices you make with each passing breath. So choose boldly. Let your decisions be guided by the clarion call of your vision rather than the timid whisper of fear. When confronted with a crossroads, recall the words of Napoleon Hill. Set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. Do not treat this as an idle aphorism, but as a sacred promise. Your clarity of purpose moves mountains, parts seas of resistance, and blazes trails where none existed. As you move forward, remember that fear is not a stop sign, but a compass pointing to areas where growth awaits. When your heart races at the brink of a new venture, it is not danger, but opportunity drumming in your chest. Embrace that pulse. Let it guide your courage rather than halt it. In that embrace, you discover the alchemy that converts trepidation into triumph. Carry with you the unshakable knowledge that you belong at the summit of your own potential. No one else can claim the vantage point created by your unique combination of experiences, talents, and dreams. Stand tall in that sovereignty. Speak with the authority of someone who has seen the crucible and chosen to become the fire. Walk with the dignity of one who has transformed scars into insignia of honor. In doing so, you broadcast an invitation to others. If this soul, once battered by life's storms, can rise to such heights, then so can they. But do not hoard this revelation as a personal trophy. Let it radiate outward in waves of mentorship and inspiration. Offer your story as a lantern to those still fumbling through darkness. Share your lessons not as prescriptions but as beacons, guiding lights that illuminate the manifold paths available to every seeker. In service to others, you magnify the impact of your own transformation 1,000-fold. As this narrative of your life accelerates toward its apex, synchronize your heartbeat with the rhythms of gratitude and celebration. Do not reserve joy for the distant finish line. Instead, intersperse moments of triumph throughout your journey, a victorious exhale at the close of a challenging project, a toast to a small breakthrough, a dance in the kitchen to mark an intention fulfilled. Each festivity becomes a drumbeat that propels you forward, reinforcing the truth that progress itself is a gift to be savored. And when fatigue presses upon you once more, as it inevitably will, learn to rest with intention. Recognize that stillness is not idleness, but the fertile soil in which your next breakthrough will germinate. Retreat into these pauses not out of defeat, but out of strategic foresight. Let your mind wander, your creativity roam, and your spirit replenish. Then, when you emerge, it will be with renewed vision, sharper focus, and an appetite for the next ascent. Now, stand in this moment and place your hand over your heart. Feel the steady thrum of possibility coursing through your veins. Know that you are part of a lineage of visionaries who defied the odds, rewrote the rules, and left legacies that transcend lifetimes. You carry their torch, but also the right to blaze entirely new trails. Your manifesto need not echo theirs. It must resonate with the singular frequency of your soul. So write it, set it to paper, or embed it in your spoken word, in your actions, in the architecture of your life. Craft a declaration of who you are and who you will become. Let it be bold enough to scare you, yet true enough to inspire you. Then read it every morning as a vow to yourself and the world that you will show up undeterred, that you will strive unwavering, that you will give generously, and that you will evolve relentlessly. As the final crescendo builds, know that this is not an ending but a beginning. The trials you have conquered thus far are but the prologue to the chapters yet unwritten. Ahead of you lies an expanse of untold promise, ideas begging to be born, connections waiting to be forged, impact ready to ripple outward in ways you cannot yet imagine. And with each stride you take, you shape not only your destiny, but the destiny of countless others whose lives your light will touch. So ignite that flame within you one last time. Let its brilliance blind the shadows of self-doubt. Let its warmth dissolve the chill of uncertainty. And let its ascent carry you beyond the confines of what you once thought possible. For in the heart of hardship you have mined the gold of your becoming, and now you are equipped to wear your transformation as armor, to wield your purpose as a sword, and to stand as a testament to the indomitable power of the human spirit. If life feels too hard right now, it is simply the soil in which your greatness takes root. Step firmly into this truth. Let it anchor you, embolden you, and guide you. And as you ascend, remember you are not merely surviving adversity, you are mastering it. You are not merely enduring life, you are commanding it. And you are not merely dreaming, you are creating the future into which you were born to rise.